Hi, I'm Snow, and this is
Gas and Go with Snow. Time to steal the show.
All right, welcome to another episode of Gas and Go with Snow. Hey, Frank, man, good to meet you. And first of all, when you showed me the pictures of this, I was blown away. And now that I see it in person, way more beautiful than in the pictures. So tell me a little bit, what is this? How'd you get it? Why'd you build it? Just tell me about the truck.
First of all, nice to meet you too.
Yeah.
This was my dad's truck. It's a '69 Chevy Stepside. He bought it brand new in 1969 from Polini Chevrolet in Sebastopol, local to this area.
Yeah.
My mom actually drove the truck too when she was pregnant with me, and it was basically a family truck.
Okay.
Then he had the crazy idea to pull a 350 it came with out and put it in one of his delivery trucks. We had a produce business. He was going to put a blown 44 in it. Then as unfinished projects go, it sat around.
Okay.
So then by the time I got to high school, he'd saved it for me. We put a regular natural aspirated 44 in it.
Okay.
So that dream came true somewhat for him. And it was my high school truck. Drove it through high school.
So this one family owned?
One family owned.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, dude, that makes it so much better to me.
And my dad was always a motorhead, and more of a motorhead. I loved it, but didn't have the brain he had. And so we actually rebuilt the engine together in high school, had it repainted, and drove it through school. Then as life gets busy, you got to get a career. This wasn't the most economical thing to drive around. So I parked it and always kept it. I went through a lot to keep it. It was times I never even thought twice about selling it. And we always had a dream of doing it together. And unfortunately, he passed away in 2010. And rough time in my life. And I just kept holding on to it and waiting for the right time. And I realized there's no good time to do it.
That is a true statement.
Luckily, this town of Petaluma we live in, we have a lot of local people.
Yeah.
And I got to know Jeff over here.
Well, that is not a 454.
No, it is not.
So tell me about this.
It's a modern, the LS3 hot cam from GM Performance with the 4L60 transmission. And
wow,
vintage air. It was a factory air truck.
I see the air.
But
and you got the CPP, the power brakes.
Hydro boost.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now this, I love how you got everything laid out here on the firewall. It just looks super clean.
Yes, that was a lot of Jeff Costa's design and doing a few of these, and gotten a lot of compliments on that. It's nice to hide things, but if you ever got to work on things, it's handy.
It's
and
right
it's
there. And the installation is neat and clean.
I agree.
Huge radiator.
Yeah, Ron Davis.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's check out the inside. I'm guessing it looks just as good as the outside.
So it's a TMI interior kit that Jeff recommended.
Yeah. Oh man, this is comfortable. Now, I like what you did with the dash pad, and then you got the red stitching. The slight, red accents kind of matches the red top. It matches the wiring.
Well, there's a little backstory to that. We used to have a produce business. We ran black Peterbilts that had a white stripe with red pinstriping on it. So these were our company colors. We used to run V12 Detroit diesels in our trucks.
Okay.
So it's always been a GM family of some sorts.
Okay, so now I notice you got the stock gauge cluster in the panels, right?
Correct.
I like the classic wheel. Right?
Yes.
But this radio looks like you're being sneaky here.
Yeah, that's the retro sound radio, so it looks like the factory AM plain Jane radio, and it's not the best blasting thing, but I like a classic look.
Yeah, well, it totally fits the interior of the truck.
It does.
And then this, I love how vintage air makes the controls look just like the original
I agree.
style.
That was big for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I said, it's one of those things that it's a classy build, and I'm just like loving everything about it. So I noticed you got some custom work done in the bed too. How'd you do this?
Well, that's just a standard oak bed kit, and I just varnished it in my garage and 7 coats, sanding and revarnishing, and over again. We moved the fuel tank, as you can see, to the back too.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed the lock. Okay, so tell me a little bit about the custom accents here. I noticed you got the taillights in.
So the taillights, I believe it or not, I did that in high school. I got it, the guy that painted it in high school, I had an idea and we ran those are like seal beam semi-lights. And I said I wanted them Frenched in, and that's what he did back then. And I think the look still looks good. And I never had a back bumper on it before, and I thought, man, it looked pretty neat. Maybe just do a fleet side bumper and narrow it.
Yeah.
So talked to Jeff here, and he narrowed one down for me. And as I was putting the exhaust on, he swung by, good friend of mine here, Jeff, and he said, we were running the tips out the side, didn't know what to do with them. He goes, stop, because we didn't have the bumper on yet. And he goes, we need to run them through the bumper, and it'll match the taillights and tie everything together.
It does.
And it was a genius idea in my opinion.
Yeah.
And Jeff was nice enough, after everything was all said and done, he found a retro plate that says Polini Chevrolet.
Yeah,
that's where it was bought.
Originally purchased from.
That seemed to tie it in perfect, especially since it was red too. It tied everything together.
Well, you know what? One of the things that just really grabs me the most about the truck, it's a beautiful truck.
Thank you.
But that's not the biggest. The biggest thing is that you kept it, your dad bought it, you kept it through high school.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
It would be the last thing. I'd sell everything before I sold this. If I had to haul tools and hay in it, I would.
There you go.
Yes.
Now, well, and that's one of the things I feel, you know, that the new cars, I don't think people have that connection to new cars anymore.
No.
Because when your dad bought this truck, it was probably a big nut to crack to buy a brand new truck in 1969.
$3,500, and he ordered it.
Yeah.
Yes.
$3,500.
I remember what he told me, yes.
This thing's probably worth $75,000 now.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah, and actually I did a nice little detail in the glove box door with the ID plate. I found a guy that recreated the original build order. So I had, even though I put an LS in it.
Well, yeah, let's check that out.
Yeah, we can check that out real quick.
And it totally looks like the original build sheet. Nice. You can clearly did a lot to the truck, but not too much. You got the custom accents, but not over the top. And the biggest thing, I mean, is she's functional.
Yeah, it drives like a brand new pickup. And I like the old school look. I'm not into the big 20-inch wheels, and I like the retro mags, and I like it to look like a traditional old style pickup.
Well,
hot
you know
rod,
what?
whatever, so.
Hey, from one car guy to another, you hit a home run with this.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah. All right, hey,
Thank
Frank,
you, nice meeting you.
Hey, you too, man. And thanks for taking the time to show us your truck, because this coolest thing I've seen all day.
Thanks for showing interest, I appreciate it.
No worries. Hey, we'll see you guys next time on Gas and Go with Snow.
The king of the streets got the swagger, oh my. First shot he needs to do with a low rider machine. Cherry red paint, chrome wheels like bling. Slow pulls out his camera, ready to roll. Gas and Go with Snow, time to steal the show.